Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 3G Theater, where the magic of the silver screen meets the charm of Fallout. Broadcasting to you from the heart of Charleston, we're here to take you on a delightful journey. Now let's meet our host.
Welcome back, all you beautiful weirdos. Quick reminder, we got the Fishing Camp Challenge contest going on. We will, at the end of it, be taking and doing a little special thing for the top 5 entries on that. And then it also gives you the opportunity to enter that into Bethesda with the hopes of winning some atoms. And we all love free atoms, so definitely make sure that you get your entries in. And a quick reminder for you guys, we are playing Dune. We've got a whole bunch of people on the server and in the guild. If you'd like to come play with us, we're going to have some really crazy killer endgame camps. I mean, it's going to be epic. And yeah, you can be part of it and come build with us, have some fun, and enjoy some of the missions. So if you're interested in that, hit me up in the Discord and we'll definitely get you in so you can come play with us. So now for the top 5. The first one that we're going to check out is Blow It Up Baza. Now, airships, stuff like that, these used to be a real nightmare. It has gotten a little bit easier, but don't let that discredit anything that's going on here. The wall pieces, roof pieces, floor pieces, all that crap has to be blueprinted. Although, words are hard. Fuck, shit. Yeah, I'm fine. So those pieces all have to be blueprinted and then put in here. Once they're in place, yeah, you're stuck with it there. I mean, some of this stuff you cannot delete again. So precision is key. You have to have everything planned out really, really well. Obviously, mole rat generators on the back. Anytime that you can use things with animations, it creates that illusion of life, like the moving spotlights. You know, it gives it the idea that it's a living scene. He's got snow machines on the back, definitely. This is really cool though. And for his flotation means, they're using the glass walls to simulate some sort of balloon aspect. That this is the means of flotation. But I like the scene here. It's very cute. A lot of plant life along the edges and everything. It's just a really nice, relaxing place. I mean, it looks like it would be somewhere that you want to come get a retreat from the terrors of the wasteland sometimes. Very well done. Yeah, I got burned out with actually building in the air. Because when I first started this, I was hanging out with camp builders, and that was the thing to do. You know, you want to be one of the cool kids, you got to have a floating camp. And excuse me, I coughed, so I muted. I got burned out on building them. I love seeing them, though. And I got burned out because of that whole thing where, hey, if you do this wrong, yeah, you're stuck with that wall there. I love the power armor displays that are sitting there floating. They got them hanging from wires. I don't think I've seen that one before. Very creative, though. I like that. Never thought to do that, like they're dropping them down, Loving that build, though. And Baker Boy 76. Let's see what he's got going on. I know what he's got going on. I've watched it 18 times, but you know what I mean for you guys. We got some Blue Ridge packages down there. Ooh, we got a little platform hoisting up some stuff. Well, what's it hoisting up? It's got all kinds of supplies. So there must be a crane in here, huh? And recently, not too far in the distant past, Moonlight Cowboy had done a video on how to make cranes, and I have a sneaky suspicion that maybe that video was involved here. If you guys didn't notice, on the back of that building, he has conduit running over to the water purifiers, simulating pipes and stuff like that would be directing the water, and little details like that. And this right here, Put stuff under your benches just like that. You've never been into a garage where there was nothing shoved up under the bench for storage reasons, you know? It adds to that realism. I love seeing that. The cabinetry in here is done really nice. They have it lined up where it's just the very face of the cabinet sticking out, the cabinets that are already there. You've got your cooler merged in there. Obviously, the cutting board, that's a real popular one. The sink's real popular, but it's well done. You did a good job lining everything up. Love seeing that stuff. And then here's one of the stars of his show, the crane itself. Now, on the back of that, you've got a counterweight and what appears to be a couple of electrical panels that you would access the electrical equipment from. And he has it set up on conduits, so it slides back and forth depending on how heavy the load is. I don't think I've seen this part before. He did use a fork truck on there as the cab for the operator, and I don't think I've seen that before. It's really creative. Maybe I have, and I'm just, having a brain fart. I've seen thousands of camps. It's hard to keep track of every single memory. It's really, really good, though. Very well done. And I like the nets hanging down from that. So what some of you might not know, it's called a festoon system, but there would be loops of wire, and it goes and it hooks onto the trolley that's on the end of the crane, and as it drives back and forth carrying your load, those wires bunch up and then spread out, and it simulated that. That's really cool. 1 past 5. Now this one, I love these underbridge builds, okay? And I've seen several in this location. We're gonna see exactly why I love it. It's a really small area. There's not a lot of room to work with under here, which is what I love about it, because every time that you see a camp over here in these areas, they're always packed. They're very, very densely packed, and it's because it forces you to pack that in. It's a very small area. So you end up with 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. And I love that sort of stuff when it comes to the scrappy vibe. Obviously, you don't want that in a clean build, but for the scrappy stuff, yeah, that's a must-have. Tinker's bench merged into the other benches. You got your broken radio. The TV was merged down in there. Along the top of this cabinetry, there's items up there. I would be willing to put money on it that those are floating off of a rug underneath that cabinet. That's the easiest way to do that, just so you know. But everything's really well done. I'm not seeing a bunch of floating stuff. There's not really any major clipping issues. I've seen a couple, but nothing crazy. The aquarium, in the newsstand, that's pretty common, but it's nice to see. Very nice to see. What I love here, though, is under his hammock on the left-hand side, there's a stash box suitcase right there, and that was merged down to give it the appearance that it's sticking out from under the hammock, and you can see it, the corner sticking out right here in this scene. Love that. Love the attention to detail. That is the best part about builds or builders like this. It's all the little things. And a lot of people wouldn't notice these things when they watch a video on YouTube, because you watch it once and then you move on to the next video. I'm messing around with this stuff in my editing software, so I get to see these things, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. I get very intimate when I'm editing, because I get to see things that most people wouldn't, because they're just enjoying your video. This, by far, if this was just based on creativity, Bubble of Doom, you won. You won this week's creative category, that's for sure. The airships that they've created, and you'll see here in a minute, they use two different styles of flotation. Now, this first one that we're looking at is Nuka themed. This is really awesome. You got living quarters in here, nice place for it. Look at the flotation device, though. They're using the Nuka balloons up there. That is freaking adorable. And they kept with the Nuka theme, you know. You got your Mr. Fuzzy bench right there on the front. Really, really like that. One of my favorite things about this, in the background, you can see that other airship has a different style completely. So it's not like they just copy and pasted, you know, two airships. No, these are two totally different custom airships, and I love that. The interior in here looks nice. It's well decorated, not overly done, and that's very understandable because the budget and the focal point are these ships. This airship over here, I love the fact that you put the windmill generators on the back of this. That's very well done. That's why you're seeing, if you look under the ship, there's a flat section. Those are roof sections because you have to have something to set these windmill generators onto. Otherwise, they don't have support. But it's very well done. It looks like it's attached to a lower wing section. Look at all the scrap and the crap. Another smart use of lighting. So he's got the power connectors up there, and again, that using animations or like that flickering light in this case. Our lighting budget's extremely limited, so when you're out there building and stuff, look at items that don't count as lights but do emit light. That is a pro tip from not me, but the goddess herself, you know, like Nuka Violet. She wrote the Bible on camp lighting. If you haven't seen her older videos, because it's been a minute since she's been on 76 and playing, but her videos on lighting, they still hold true today. And it's like the Bible of camp lighting. So if you have not seen them, go check her out. Now, Miss M. Trav is not joining me today because he's a traitor and he filmed this. So in the past, I have filmed a ton of different camps for people because not everybody understands video recording, editing, or a lot of people aren't even interested in it. You know, and people are like, oh, well, you know, that's biased. You film it and then put it in your own contest. Shut up. Just shut up. I didn't build the camp. I just filmed it and threw it in there. And part of the reason I started doing that a long time ago is that these people, a lot of them don't get into the filming aspect or know how to do it. So that's a media source that I am. I understand how to do this crap, obviously. And I have filmed a lot of camps in the past because they needed to be seen. This stuff's inspiring. Her entire camp is absolutely phenomenally done. When you look at the accuracy of the merging, crap like that, it's inspiring. So that's why we film stuff. But, you know, I kicked them out as a judge because of it. Off to the right, there's this awning right here. And when we get inside, yeah, right here, that layer, and you can walk behind it, that is freaking beautiful. But once you get inside, you know, we'll see that you can walk down that aisleway. And I love that you put the snake in there. That is great that you put the snake in the terrarium. Again, a ton of stuff in a very small space, but everything's merged with such precision. This is fantastic. And the thing is that because she doesn't do video or editing or anything, this would just never get seen by people. And that's why a lot of times we donate time to go record someone's camp, and that way you guys get to actually see it. But beautifully done. All the merging and stuff, these shelves, Everything looks very well placed. I don't see anything floating or anything like that. She's very, very OCD about her precision, and that's a good thing. It's a great quality to have when you're focused on quality. And that's what a lot of people need to realize, that, when the building system changes, it's not going to be about the trickery that you do or the skills that you have, the knowledge that you've earned. Everybody's going to be on the same playing field, so it's your builds are going to be based on creativity. It's just how it is. For our honorable mentions, though, Nuka Radwolf has stepped up their game. Your video, I'm assuming you watch Cowan's video because your video skills are improving and the quality of his builds. Now, this is my favorite one I've seen by Coffee Ewok. And I would love for you guys to go over. The video is in the Discord. He does not have a YouTube channel currently. That'll be something for him in the future. But you need to see that. It's a fantastic build. Six Samurai, this was a Raider style arena. Very cool. I've seen it a couple times now, and it doesn't disappoint. This needed to be in the top 5. I am so sorry that you're getting an honorable mention for this. Absolutely amazing. I love this build. The quality was fantastic. Check out Atomic Punk. Another week of fantastic builds, and I really appreciate everybody for entering. I love seeing this stuff. And yeah, it's amazing. So, without further ado, in first place, we have 1 past 5 with the Underbridge build. Great job. In second, Miss M. Shocked. I am shocked. They said that they were going to submit something, and I had not seen it. And that was absolutely beautiful. In third, we have Bubble of Doom. Fourth place, Baker Boy 76. And fifth, last but not least, is Blow It Up Baza, and that was another fantastic build. In reality, these are all fantastic. There's not much that separates the quality of these. Everybody did a phenomenal job, and you guys are way above the rest on your building skills and the way that you're doing things. And I can't wait to see what the heck you guys end up coming up with when they actually remove the building restrictions. It's going to be insane, people. I was playing on the PTS again, screwing around with it, and I cannot believe that they're releasing it like this. It's going to be freaking amazing, the crap that we see. So, thank you guys. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.
Yeah.